Hey everybody, I'm Jennifer Pertner. I'm just doing a quick little discussion or training on Travefy to talk about some of the ways that I use it and then open it up for discussion for everyone, how they use it. And so we can all just collaborate together to figure out the best way to utilize this amazing tool that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. Do this one. All right. I have it in a chat right now, which I can take that out. Okay. So, all right. So this is basically what it looks like. You have a lot of different options. Up here at the top, you're going to use these to navigate through. A couple of things that I like to do to keep myself organized is I use this status bar over here, and I've added the ones I want. And then I can go through and just sort by confirmed. So those are the ones I know I have booked. I can, sort it, whatever. I like to do a whole new trip for every single city guide that I do. I don't know how everybody else does it, but to me, the city guides are just a lot of information. And so to include it in a trip, it's just like too much, overwhelming. And so I like to make each one of them separate and then I send each one of them separate as an email because for me, like I know even on my trips, I can just pull my email up and be like, oh, San Juan, Puerto Rico, click, and then I can find the city guide real quick that way. So I like to have an individual separate email for each one of those. So if you click on city guide, then it'll just you can sort it right here. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. I changed this trip. Oops. Okay. So that made it back to confirmed. And the way you can sort them is over here. Let's see. You can put in your archive status. You can put right here, you can click on like just city guides. If I just, oh, oh, that's because I have date or something else. I do have, oh, here, because I have upcoming. Okay. So here's all my city guides. You can just sort it by, city guides or whatever. So that's something that I like to do. And then, or you don't even have to sort it by status. You can just sort it by date, upcoming. I like to do that one because then it shows what I have coming up. Okay, so one of the nice features that Travefy just came up with is the email automations. So let me go through that. In the library, you can create a new library item. And I did a task list, and I actually took this from the marketplace. So I'm not going to make a new one today, but I'm going to show you mine. And what I did was from the marketplace, I just searched through like, I don't even know what I searched, but trip checklist or something. Let's try it. Trip whoop, checklist. I can type. Okay, nothing found. So maybe just checklist. Okay, here we go. So pre-travel checklist. Um, yeah, so you can go through and just and play around with it. And then I just made it to what I wanted it to be. So my checklist, I have a trip one and I have a cruise one because I wanted them to be separate because I feel like with cruises, you're going to give them excursion information, you're going to give them different things, and it might be a little bit different. And with a trip, you're not going to include anything with cruises. So, all right, let's do the cruise one. So here is my list. Okay, so first I have a client inquiry. I've received a client inquiry. All right. So as soon as I get somebody that wants a trip, I make a trip in Travefy and then I assign this checklist to that trip. And then, okay, so I get a inquiry received. I'm gonna review the inquiry. This is basically like what you're gonna do as a travel agent, right? So you're gonna then call the client back. You're gonna get some information from them. You're gonna create a quote. Then once you send them the quote, they're gonna approve the quote. So this is like the steps, and obviously this takes, time, a week, multiple weeks, however long it takes. Then you're going to get the credit card authorization form and you're going to book the trip. So this is kind of like a way for me too to be like, okay, what have I done? What do I still need to do? Like keep me on track, right? Okay, I want to submit my commission tracking form. So this one I have actually given a date so that it shows up in my tasks. Because if I don't, it's not going to show up here. And the way you do that, the way you know it's going to show up in your tasks is if you give it a due date and you have to put a time. If you don't put a time, it will not pop up with the remind me. And then it will not give you your task, like to tell you, remind you that you have to do it. Then, all right, then here's the first automation. So this one is, I can just click on it, we can look at it. So first, you're going to decide what kind of automation type do you want it to be. Okay, these are all the different ones. Before they had email automation, they had this itinerary chat automation. So that's what that is. If you want it to go to their chat box, you can click on this. If you want to send a form automatically, you can click on this. And if you want to send an invoice, you can click on this, right? So email message, I'm just going to send them, I just made messages. I probably could go back and add more stuff to this, but for now, I did a message and it's basically just saying, yay, your trip is booked. Great news. Okay. And then I go through and I just tell them like what's going to be coming up. Get ready for some emails, review your confirmation, travel insurance, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Excuse me. And again, this is just like some initial important information. All right. And then, like I said, you have to make sure that you say, when do you want this to go? Now, this is kind of tricky because, like, if I don't book the trip out 120 days, then this automation is going to come up as error. It's going to come up as, it didn't work. But you can go in and you can then edit it if you need to, right? So right now I just have it at 120 days. Um, And again, make sure that you add a time because then it will send the email to the person and it will also show up as completed and you're done things. Okay, so this is just my list of things. This is just a reminder for me, like add confirmation numbers, flight info, cabin number, hotel, blah, 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 whatever. Add the client's trip to your calendar. And again, these are just things for me to do. Okay, then I have here 110 days before the itinerary start date. I'm going to send them this email, making sure that they know their final payment is due. I've probably reached out to them like before this to just sort of give them a heads up or make sure, but I felt like this was good to just, as one more chance to make sure that that final payment is made on time. Just in case I miss it or something, but I mean, yeah, I'm not going to miss it. Um, Okay, and then 45 days. Wait, did we do that? Oh, 90 days. 90 days is a big one because especially with cruises, they're going to be able to like check in for their cruise. They might be able to start looking at excursions, things like that. So I think that's what this one says. Yeah. Okay, so they can start looking at excursions, and I've given them links to some different options. Obviously, they can book it through the cruise line, but if they book it through these, then I'm going to make commission. So I want to make sure that they have these options and they can compare to prices. Um, and then also, yeah, to download the cruise ships app so that they can book, all their fun stuff that they want to do if they want to book stuff. Um, okay. And then, yeah, I basically say that I can help them with this or they can search on their own because we know that there's all kinds of people out there that, some like to do it on their own and some want you to hold their hand the whole way through. So, which is fine. Okay, so again, this is my list. And you can go through and you can, edit these. All you have to do is click on here to add a new one. You just add a new automation down here. Or if you just want to add a task, then you add a task. So like here, schedule a Zoom call 35 days before the itinerary. That's just for me, like say to remind me that I need to do that, right? So that's what these little checkboard clipboards are. This little lightning symbol, that's the automation. Okay, so 45 days to go. I send them one at 30 days. Oh, this is their packing list. I got this off of the marketplace also. Listen, I like to steal things, I guess. I don't know. Is that the right way to say it? But anyway, what I did was I took like actually three or four different packing lists from the library and I combined them all together, the things that I thought they needed. So this is like major, major. I mean, it has everything. Check, check, check. So they can, I like the email idea because then they can print it and they can check it off. I'm like I'm a paper pencil person. I like to check it off as I go. So, um, anyway, that's me. Okay, so that's 30 days before. All right, keep going. Let's see. 14 days. Then I basically just say, 2 weeks. Um, Yeah, I just say double check everything. I just sort of want them to know too that I'm here. Like if you need anything, I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions. Local currency, finalize any other plans like restaurants or, tickets or anything like that. And then 7 days before, I have a little weather check, like check the weather, and I give them a link to check the weather. And then one day before, I'm basically saying, hope you have a great time, safe travels, whatever. And then the day after they come back, I have a automation email that it gives them a link to my business page, hoping that they will leave me a really great review. Hopefully they won't leave me a bad review, but whatever. So hopefully they'll leave a review. That'll be good. Okay, so that's my list of automations. And then I was going to show you how we add that to a trip. So let's go to trips. Well, before I do that, maybe I should open up questions or should I wait till the end? Maybe we'll wait till the end. Okay, so this is a trip I'm working on right now. I haven't, the lady hasn't paid, but I think she's ready to. Anyway, all right, so here's the trip. I gave her two options. She had Amma Waterways or this Avalon Danube cruise. And I gave her choices. If you guys haven't done choices, I love it. It's amazing. Let's see, how can I show you this? Here, preview. So this was the choices. And this gave her the two different itineraries. And then she chose the Amma Waterways one. So then once they choose it, then it asks you to then, do you want to make it into an itinerary from a proposal to an itinerary? So then you say yes. And so then you can see here, this little light bulb means it's still a proposal. And this one has been changed into an itinerary. And you can actually do that on your own. You just go right here to settings and you can change it from proposal or itinerary, however you want to do it. But like, it'll change it automatically to the itinerary if the person, well, once you say yes, change it to an itinerary. You tell it to do that. Okay, so this is her trip, Amma Waterways, and we're gonna go back up here to tasks and automations. And then, okay, if you click right here, add a new task, if you click here, it will just add one task. So that's an option that you can do. But if you want to add that checklist that I already had made. And I had it made in my library. Then I click right here, add, and I see task list. I'm going to click on that. Oh, it's going to be slow. Okay. Usually it just comes right up. But okay, there we go. So you can see here, these were all my checklists that I had. The ones that don't say email were my old lists that I had made from with the automations through the chat. But then I took each one of those and I made them into these email lists. So this is a cruise. I'm going to click on cruise. And then it says, which one do you want to add it to? I want to add it to AMA. So I'm going to import. And then bam, it just puts it all in there for you. Now I've already, sent her, I've already gotten the inquiry. I've already sent her I've already done the review call with her. I've already, let's see, given her the quote. The quote was approved. So now I just need to get the credit card authorization form from her and I need to book the trip. And then I can go through and once you check these off, then they go away. But if you go right up here, show completed, it will show what you've done. Okay, so then you can click that away. And then here you can see like this one. So this trip is a long time from now. It's like a year. What was the date? I don't remember. Oh yeah, here. Oh, so yeah, it's like in a year and a few months, October 2026. So it's not going to send her this, yay, your trip is booked until June 19th. Well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit that because I'm going to, as soon as I book her trip, I'm going to change that. And the way you do that is you just click on it and then you can go right down here to the bottom and you can change it to a fixed date. And so then I would just pick whatever date I want it to be. And then you just say, give it a time. Here, let me go ahead and I didn't want to edit it, but okay, let's see. Let's just say this date. I can go back and fix it. So now, right now, it's going to do August 28th. But in order for the automation to go through, you have to give it a time. So then I always just say 9 a.m. And once you click off of that, it comes up 9 a.m. Eastern time. Yes. So then you just say done.
Quick question.
Yep.
So if you book this today and you want to send it today, can't you
Yep.
just say send now? Or
Yeah, you just give it a time, like 5 o'clock.
okay.
Yeah, and then it'll send it at 5 o'clock or whatever. Yep. You can also, yeah, you can also do, like, well, that's the automation is where you decide, do you want it one day before the itinerary start date? Do you want it, I had it 100, whoops, I had it 120. Oh, why isn't it? Oh, my number locked might be, it must be off. There we go. 120 days. Um, and then you can choose before the start date or after the start date. Well, before. So that's like if you're going to do a follow-up after, you're going to want to make sure you say however many days after the itinerary start date. So this is where you can edit those automations to do it 120, 90, 45, whatever. 9. Okay, so then done. So now I'm back to my original time that I had, but um yep. Okay, and just if you guys are wanting to play around with this, I had like a test trip and I put in, like my husband's name or something, and then I put in my personal email and then I sent it to him while it was my email. But anyway, so and then I just, would like look at it and play with it. Like I was going to show you just today I was sending myself some stuff. So if you want to see like what anything looks like. So I have Travefy is sending me that I have tasks due. So it's letting me know that view tasks. And to be honest with you, the emails to yourself are not the greatest. It doesn't always tell you what trip it's talking about. Like here, I don't know what trip this is. So that's definitely something that Travefy could maybe improve on. But if you go into the app, like if you go into the site on your computer, then you can see what your tasks are or whatever. But so yeah, I guess if I had something to say, like as something they could fix, that would be one thing. But anyway, and then like here is the yay, your trip is booked. This again was a test. See, I just said test. Where'd it go? So this is what would be sent to my customer. Great news, your trip is booked. So you can see it and play around with it and, you know, see what your customers are going to see. Okay. So yeah, here's a responded to your form. So yeah, you get emails like from them. That's really great. And then you have to go in and do stuff. So back to trips. Okay, so then one other thing, well, okay, do we want to open up questions for this or wait till the end? Guess we can keep going.
It's whatever
Well,
you want to do.
Yeah,
since you asked, so we tell our agents there's no such thing as a dumb question, right?
right.
So here it goes. How did you get to the edit automation spot?
Okay, let's see. Let's see
I
here.
must have missed something. I
That's okay.
must have dozed or something. I'm
That's okay.
sorry.
Hey, all right, let's see. You mean once I had already assigned it to
No, it said edit automation up in the left corner there. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see me.
yeah.
Um, like in where this says show completed, it said edit automation.
Okay, so let's look
So I'm
at
not.
like if
I
I
think
click this, oh, here,
I think you were in the lab. Yeah, that's what I'm.
this is it.
Where did you
So,
how'd
okay,
you
so
get?
all I did was I've assigned this checklist,
Okay.
right, to the trip,
Yeah.
and then I just click on it and it
Okay.
pulls it right up.
Okay.
Yep.
So after you
And
create your list, you can go to edit automation.
right. And if you're doing groups, like I have a group cruise coming up and I want to just email only specific people, that's another thing you can do here. So it automatically is going to send it to everyone on the itinerary. But if you want it to only go to specific people, you can change that and then you can, whatever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And like I said, I haven't, so the whole invoice thing, I'm not business minded, I will be honest. And the whole invoice thing gets me. I understand what an invoice is and that it's, supposed to be to make a payment. But with Travefy, I love the idea of their new invoice that they have. But I'm stuck on how do I collect the credit card authorization and the invoice? That's one thing that I'm sometimes having trouble with. So if we want to look at invoices real quick, we can click right here and you can say add a new. You just click down here, add a new, and you add a new invoice. And then it's going to come up with an invoice, right? And you can edit this. You can give it a name, whatever you want to name it. You can say, recipients who you want to add um, to it. Yeah, so I haven't added anyone yet. So, and to be honest with you, I don't know even how I even add a person to that. It didn't say
Recipient.
add. Hmm.
Hmm.
I think it has something to do with up here, people. I mean, I have a person. Okay, let's go to the trip people. Maybe I have her on here. Yeah, so okay, so I just did an invoice. If you send it, you can type in the person's name. I mean, I'm not going to send it to this person, but right now. So there, and then you can carbon yourself. Maybe then it would have her as a recipient. I'm not sure. After you send it, maybe that's when it would add the person there. That makes more sense.
Hmm.
but I guess you can't do it ahead of time. And then you can select, oh, maybe I have to do this first. Then it might have the recipients. Let's see, auto-populate if anything comes up. I've watched, the trainings on these and they're really, they, of course, they make it look so easy. But, oh, no, no recipients yet. Well, where'd my Animal Waterways, auto-populate. It's not doing anything. Hmm.
What about hitting the preview button up at the top after you did the auto populate?
So that just shows what you've done so far. Yeah. So that's gonna show you that. Okay, how do I get out of this now? Preview mode. Close
Go
it.
back to your
Okay,
left.
there we
Yeah,
go.
the
It
other
was a
time.
whole new link. Okay. I'm always afraid sometimes to close out things and I'm like, oh, am I gonna close what am I gonna close out? Um, okay, so anyway, so I think too, if in these trips, if you have like let's edit this. If you have the price, like see, I don't have a price up here. But if I had a price right here, let's just say 4,000 total save. Then I think if you go into the invoice, it auto-populates it. See if that happens. No, I don't want a new invoice. I want to go, oh, here we go, invoice. Let's see if that works. Emma, auto. Nope. Hmm. All right. Well, I might not be doing something right. So like I said, I haven't done this a lot. I've sent a couple invoices to people. I didn't do auto populate. I just put in, the description and the full whatever. And I did have someone use it and send back, the payment. But then my question is, how do I get the credit card authorization form signed? So I guess the only thing I can think in my mind is that you have to send both. Is that what you guys are doing? I'm not really sure. That's why I wanted to open this up to discussion to be like, okay, how does everybody use this? Because I'm definitely learning with this.
Well, I'm not using it this way yet. So I'm still doing old school, send the credit card authorization, get them to sign it, call them, the whole thing outside of Travefy.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm doing with Travefy right now is sending quotes and sending
Okay.
proposals, then the itinerary, which I do later on show them that um, it's real time. You can chat in there. You can see your flight updates, all that. I
Right.
haven't done any invoices or any credit card authorizations yet.
Okay.
So,
And
Because I
just so I
did.
understand, the invoice is like if you are going to send, for instance, either Evo Plus or wholesale property, or if you charge a fee outside of the commission that's coming, and it would be a separate thing than the credit card authorization form. That's what, so you've got an invoice and then you got the credit card authorization.
Right.
And we're trying to figure out how to put the credit card authorization if you don't need the invoice, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, Jennifer, where it shows attachments next to terms and conditions, can you
Yep.
attach a credit card authorization form there?
Well, I think you can, but they don't sign an invoice. So that's where I'm stuck. How do they sign the document?
when you click
And
on what happens when you click on authorizations?
okay, that's where you can go in and like say if it's
Oh,
paid or
okay.
not paid. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Let me pull one up that I've done. Let me pull one up that I know I've done. Let me see here. And we can look at it. Here, this guy did one. Okay, so invoice. Okay, so this is what I did. Let's preview it and just see what it looks like. So invoice complete. Woohoo. So he paid it. And then, um, so then, yeah, I attached the terms and conditions and that then the balance is due at check-in. Um, and then if you go, so then recipients, okay, so it pops up because I must, when I sent it to him, it put his name in. So now that's there. And then authorizations. So here you can say mark as unpaid, partial, expired, and then you can download a PDF. So that's what this authorization section is. So basically, the other thing that Travefy says is, let's say you don't want to send them the invoice, you just want to send them the credit card authorization form. You can make an invoice and then send them the credit card authorization form. They send you the credit card information. You book the trip, and then you can come in here and just say paid. And you can mark the invoice paid, and then I guess you can send them the paid invoice, to show that they paid it. That's another option. But like I said, my brain, I'm not a business brain, like to me, I'm like, do I have to send them an invoice? Like, I don't know. Like that's where I like get sort of confused because I'm like, if okay, like for example, I just had air conditioning work done, right? The guy emailed me an invoice and I paid the invoice through the invoice. There was a link. I put my credit card in, blah, blah, blah. I paid it. Done. So, like, I feel like most businesses, you have something that you owe, they send you an invoice, right? So then, so then we have to say, okay, you paid it. Now I need the credit card authorization form. Like, that's where I'm like kind of stuck. Like, now I have to collect a second form from them. And if I could do it all in one, that would be the best option, right? As a
Yeah.
business.
Well, ideally, with the credit card authorization is something they fill out and sign before we do any booking at all. So yeah, that needs to come before the invoice. So yeah, figuring out how to get that to work out time wise.
So you collect the credit card authorization form before you've even,
Yeah, but what they decide on what they want. They
yeah,
said, let's book this. I sent them
and you've
credit card
agreed on
authorization.
a price,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're going to pay the price of whatever their $10,000 cruise or whatever it is. So they will fill out the form, send it back signed. I will call them. Before this, I've already had two or three conversations with my client to build a relationship with the client, which is
right?
important. That's how you build trust. Um, and just yeah, just as soon as I get that back, I'm on the phone with them. I'm getting their credit card number. I send them the confirmation reservation, and then whatever other documents they need as far as travel. We talk about that before the trip. So
Right. Okay.
But he goes, quote, then so quote, which becomes itinerary if accepted as a proposal, and then credit card authorization, and then the rest of this, right, Scott?
right, it's different pieces. It's not all together in Travefy. That's what I'm saying. I would like to be able to send the credit card authorization as soon as I send the quote options. That way they'll have it. That way they may be more inclined to go ahead and choose one and fill out the credit card authorization and send it back. Say, let's book it.
Right.
But that's what I need to figure out how to do.
Well, and then I even with my credit card authorization form, I will sometimes just send a link and put the link on different cruises, and then that way people can just make payments like through that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a little more convenient for the customer than having to, because when I first started all this, I was making individual credit card authorizations for each person. And then I was like, oh no, that's too much work. So then I ended up figuring out how to make just one, like, generic one. And then they just fill out all the information.
Can you show that just so that we can see how that has rolled in one of your automations, or just show your credit card the authorization form?
Yep. Let me pull this up. Okay, so so this is where I'm like, again, I'm trying to like figure out how to do this. I have a credit card authorization form that is just like generic for anyone to make a payment. And then I have this other one that I put in with the invoice because if I send them the invoice, it takes their credit card information. And so then I didn't need that question on my credit card authorization form. I don't know if that made any sense. Okay, so here's what I have. Passenger, 1, 2, date of birth, guess, their mailing, phone number, emergency contact.
Do you care to click on the preview just so we
Oh,
can
yep,
see
sure.
what it looks like to go out to the
Sure.
person?
Yep.
And is this one pretty much kind of down the list with what Archer's looks like right now?
I hope so. Yes, I mean that's what I based it on. I hope it's, I mean I'm hoping that yes, it's okay. So passenger date of birth, passenger 2 date of birth, and then other guests' names and birth dates, mailing address, phone number, emergency contact. And you know too that each of these can be smart fields, and then if the smart field is filled out, it goes automatically into their contact information. Okay. So, yep, I've read and understand the terms and conditions provided to me in the proposal. And then travel insurance has been offered. I always put a link for my tin leg in. I have it here. I have it in the automations everywhere so that they can't be like, well, you didn't offer it. I'm like, yeah, I did, or whatever. But I mean, I tell them what it is through the cruise line also. So anyway, um, then yes, travel insurance has been offered. I accept, or yes, travel insurance has been offered, but I decline. So either way, they're saying it's been offered, but they can either choose it or decline it, right? Okay, and then this is the credit card information where they put in their credit card stuff. And then I have a picture of the front, picture of the back, picture of the license front, picture of the license back. And then this is the wording that is from the Archer, form. Oh, and then this is saying that I can't send it because I didn't fill everything out. So that's it.
You don't put the supplier or the confirmation number on this particular form.
I don't have that
Okay.
because it's, like I said, a generic
Right.
form. But let's go back to, let's see, how do I get out of here? Oh, here, exit. But if I show you what I did at the beginning of all this fun stuff, let's see, forms. Okay, so if I just put in, so here you can see I had T Reed. I mean, all these people, I have all these different credit card authorization forms when I first started. This isn't even all of them because I mean, I have a gazillion of them from the trips that I've, booked. I had individual ones for each person. So like originally, I did have the supplier and the confirmation number on there. But then I was doing some trainings on here with some other people, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody in our TAA groups said they just do a generic one that goes to everyone. So then I started doing that. So I don't know. So those are the credit card authorization forms.
Jennifer, would you say that your checklist that you do for you would be considered your standard operating procedures?
Yes, my cat just decided to come up here. Sorry about that. We had
Okay,
a
we're used to
visitor.
cats.
Yeah, a little visitor
We're used
there.
to Zoom cats.
He's looking at me like, what are you doing? Okay. Yes, I would pretty much say that that checklist is like my operating procedures. I mean, it's, that would, I think that my standard operating procedure is probably a little bit more detailed, than that. But for the most part, it like helps keep me in track of what I need to do for each trip. So, yeah, those are specific things that I do for every trip. Keep me on
Do
track.
you feel like more of your time in Travefy is like creating these automations to get the trip going? Or I guess once you've done the automations, you just use those automations on each one of the trips, right?
Right. I feel like the nice thing about it is it lets my customers know that I'm, still here, ready, like I'm keeping in contact with them to give them information all along the way. That's what I think is nice about it. And then I don't have to, necessarily reinvent the wheel every single trip that you do. You know what I mean? You're doing that along the way. So, so that helps out with that. Especially like the one the day before and the one after, and then that way if they have questions, they can let me know or so. All right. Well, is there anything else that you guys want me to look at in here? Oh, the other thing that's new is they now have a commission tracking tool and I have not used it. I did pull it up to look at it and I watched the video on it, but well, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if I know where to find it. I wasn't sure if it would work for us too, because you had to put in like what your split was, and I was not sure. I mean, I know what my split is, I know what we make, but I
Yeah.
was like, oh, but each, I don't know. I was a little bit confused on that and how we could make it work for us. I mean, I guess you could, it would just need to be played around with a little bit more.
Unless you're gonna, unless it's gonna keep a spreadsheet for you, you know,
It
and
does.
actually do your commissions and when they're due and da da
That's what
da.
it does.
Okay. Well, because
It
that
looks
was
really neat. It looks really nice because it was like, oh, you don't need to have spreadsheets anymore, and I was like, oh yeah, right. Like, I don't know, I'm a little bit leery, because I know how I have my system set up and it's working okay for me now, whatever. So that's why I'm like, I'm not sure how if I would like it or not, but that's a new thing that they've got going and so I'd have to play with that a little bit more. I have not done that. Has anybody else looked at the commission? Uh, it
Nope.
just came out. Like I literally just got an email, I think like 2 or 3 days ago, saying that it was a possibility. We could go here and you can see what they say.
What's new?
Yeah, I found it in their more videos. Here we go. I had to click over here to find it. And there's like a bunch in Spanish. Here's the email automation one. That one, it's pretty quick. If you want to watch that. I watched it and then yeah, it helped me out with that. You see it? Invoices, blueprint, organizing. Maybe we could search. It's probably
There it
better.
is.
Commissions.
That's it, I think.
Yeah, here we go.
Tired of wasting hours on scheduling, attendance, and payroll? Connecting's here to simplify all of that for you.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's time.
It's happening. It's time. Welcome, everyone.
Hello and welcome to this.
Oh, this is an
super
hour.
Exciting webinar. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and I hope you enjoyed. I was back. I was grooving with that little countdown. Couldn't wait. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We have some really, really exciting things ahead today.
So this one's an hour. I thought there was one that was real quick. Let me go back and see if I can find it.
She's way too happy.
I know, she's so funny. I've watched some of her different the different things that she does, and it's great. She's very fun. Yeah, that one. I did watch that one. Let's see if we can find just commission. Is that going to do all of? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Nope. Okay. In Travefy. Oh, here, search right here. Commission. Here we go.
3
3
minutes.
minutes. This is what we need.
In this video, we'll discuss commissions, your tool to stay on top of what you're owed and what's paid. Let's jump in. You can enter commissions 2 different ways, while you're creating an invoice or through the commission dashboard. Let's start with the commission dashboard. Select your name in the upper right, and then select commissions from the drop-down menu. This dashboard shows you a centralized view of payments and commissions, what's outstanding, what's received, and what's overdue. To start a new commission, simply click New Commission. From here, a screen will pop up, and you can fill in all details such as supplier, travel date, and commission slate. You'll notice multiple of these fields are optional. The choice is yours whether to fill them out. However, more details is always helpful. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my commission using only the required fields. My supplier is Virgin Voyages. My booking total is $2,000. My total commission is $500. And my commission split is 50%. If there were any documents I'd like to attach to this commission, I can do so by selecting Attach Documents in the lower left-hand corner. From here, I'll select Save and Close, and now my commission is shown here. Now, let's discuss how to add a commission from an invoice. First, I'm going to navigate back to my trip screen, and then select the trip my invoice is in, and then select by invoice. You can add commissions to any invoice, sent or not. However, the commission will not appear in your commission dashboard until the invoice is sent to the traveler. I'm going to select the $sign button to the right of the invoice line item, and we'll see the same screen as before pops up to input my information. When creating a commission from an invoice, the booking total is already filled in for you, making it one less thing to worry about. Now that I have commissions tracked in my account, let's go over how to mark them as paid and delete any commissions I no longer need. Navigating back to the commission dashboard, I'm going to find the commission record that I want to mark as paid. Now that I found the commission, I'm going to select the 3 dots button to the right of the record. If your screen is a little shorter, you may need to scroll in order to find it. And then once selected, I'll see 3 options: View Details, Receive Payment, and Remove. To mark this commission as paid, I'll select Receive Payment from the list. Doing so will populate this screen where I can input the amount received and the date received. From there, I'll select Save and Close, and I'm done. If I need to delete a commission for any reason, I'd again select the 3 dots button, and from the drop-down list, select Remove. Deleting a commission record is permanent, so please be careful when selecting this option from the drop-down menu. Now, you've got a centralized trip-linked view of pending, overdue, and paid commissions. Say goodbye to spreadsheets, commission tracking made simple with Travefy. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to watch our other Getting Started guides found in our support center.
They make it look so easy. And that was like a lot of information for me right there. I don't know what you guys thought.
I'm wondering if the attaching that a document could be doing, you could attach a screenshot of the tracking form when you submitted it to Archer as just a backup to show that you actually did send that to Archer, if you could attach that screenshot or something.
So that it has the supplier and the confirmation number. Is that what you mean?
Right, that we would, that how Archer would pay us. I don't know. I haven't been into the new tracking form to actually submit something yet.
Mm-hmm.
But doing some kind of, link back to that particular commission form submission would be a great tool to add as part of that a document.
Well, they're getting all of our information and we put it in the hub, right? I mean, that's everything that's needed to pay us. Are you talking about
Well,
just
and
proof
just to
or?
have it, yeah, just to have it on the Travefy site as well,
Yeah,
so that if something happens, we can always go back and go, oh yeah, I submitted it on this date. I
yeah.
have my documentation here, and then if you have to,
You're
um,
saying for the commission form, just for the
yes,
commission
yes, just for the
portion of this,
commission
not to
form,
send it to
yes.
your customer.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
okay, okay, okay.
no, just for your own information.
Yeah.
I know with the old commission tracking form, we would get an email saying, "Hey, you just submitted a commission tracking form," but and I think they're working on getting that back with the hub.
Okay.
There's just a lot of things in the works, just to show that what we sent and when they received it. I think it's going to be a lot better once they get everything ironed out.
Right. All the kinks. Yeah. I wonder too, like, before I had like Travefy and credit card authorization forms, I used like a DocuSign program. I wonder if you could attach like
Mm.
I don't know, PDF of a DocuSign program, but I think if I remember right, I had to send it like straight through the program. Like I had to, but that would, yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the whole, you know, getting it signed and all in one. I guess I just would like, the invoice and the credit card authorization form all to be like one thing so that I only have to send my customers one thing rather than having to send them two. That's my dilemma. But
Yep.
anyway, I guess there could be way worse things in life, but that's where I'm stuck right now. So,
Yeah.
okay. So if anybody has any ideas that watches this recording later and, you can help me out, that'd be great. I hope that this was informative for you guys and helped you out. I know for me, it saves me a lot of time with the automations. And I'm so thankful that they changed them over to the email and you go over here to linked accounts. And then up here at the top, there's options. And if make sure you guys have these linked like ALG. I don't even have Project Expedition, but I have Viator. Those are your suppliers. But over here at email, then you just put in the email that you want linked to it. And it does say to contact them if you want more than one email. So I've considered that because I do use a separate email sometimes for like clients. But anyway, I haven't done that. But then if you have that connected, and you do have to have this connected too, by the way, in order to send those email automations. So again, that was your name, accounts, linked accounts, and then go up here to the right email and it goes there. Yeah, so there's some different things here. I have not played with any of this, like analytics or any of that, but that's a whole nother that's a whole nother thing. Oh, and here was the commissions. This is how we did the commissions. You go to your name, commissions. I have none, zero. It's not true. I'm getting payments tomorrow, so that's good. Anyway, but
Jennifer, do you under payments on those linked accounts? Go back to that.
yep. Account linked.
Linked
Okay.
accounts.
Oh, under
Okay, then
payments,
under payments,
there's Stripe.
do you have a Stripe account?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Never heard of it. Do you?
It's
No,
just like
that's
Square.
It's the same as Square.
Oh, okay.
okay.
So I guess well, I don't know. If you were doing instant commissions and you collected it through Stripe, then you maybe could collect it through here. Yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So many avenues that we can go down. So many different avenues. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go
think
ahead
Stripe
and stop.
charges a fee. I think that's why
Oh,
I never went through with it. They have like a monthly, it's either a monthly fee or a percentage fee.
okay.
And it
Yeah.
was
Good to
quite high.
know.
It's like it's really built for people who have a product to sell rather than a service to sell, somebody that's selling a lot of stuff, you know.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and then we can, you know, do any other questions if we want to. If I know how. Here we go.